Welcome to the first game week of ZQL Cultish. We have Vivek, Nitish, Aabhaas, and Yash. It's 5 rounds, 3 questions for each round, for each player. Let's get started. First question to Vivek. Chandralekha revolutionized the Indian dance scene, producing works that emphasized on the feminine energy. This photo shows her supervising students performing which dance piece, 8 letters, that was choreographed for an inaugural ceremony in the Soviet Union. The name also appears in the salutation performed to the sun in yoga.
Namaskar.
Namaskar is correct. All right, your next question. These gibbons of the Hulock genus spend their whole life swinging in the air between trees, almost never touching the ground. What name is given to them that they share with a fictional family from far, far away?
Skywalker.
Skywalker is correct. Right, your last question for the round. Rebirth is a subtitle of an upcoming 2025 film from which film franchise? Camp Cretaceous and Chaos Theory are 2 animated shows based on this franchise.
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park is. All right. Next set of questions, Nitish. Identify the full name of the POTUS from his first 100 days in the office. Created the Civilian Conservation Corps, pushed through the Emergency Banking Act, and launched the first of his fireside chats to calm a panicked nation.
FDR.
FDR is correct. All right, your next question. Which musical, with songs like Inner White Girl and Writing Gospel Play, is about a queer Black protagonist who is writing a musical while working as an usher for a different musical? He finds himself going in circles amid a maelstrom of identity issues. Ten more seconds.
Round and round.
That's not it. Aabhaas?
Pass.
Yash?
I'll pass as well.
Vivek?
A Strange Loop.
A Strange Loop it is. All right, your third question, Nitish. The Spring 2014 collection by Satoshi Ezumi was based on the concept of prefab modular houses proposed in the post-war period by which designer duo, whose most famous furniture creation in the 1950s made use of the then recent innovation of molded plywood.
Eames.
It is Eames, Charles and Ray Eames, the couple. All right, question 1 to Aabhaas. Identify this style of sari, 7 letters, which is draped tightly around the legs and flares out at the bottom. This style gets its name from its resemblance to the tail of a mythical creature. Ten more seconds.
Unicorn.
It is not the unicorn. Yash?
Is it mermaid?
Mermaid is correct. All right, your second question, Aabhaas. The Sick Child by Edward Munch depicts which disease that was widely prevalent in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This White Death is today the deadliest infectious disease, with a quarter of the world's population harboring a latent version in their lungs.
TB.
TB is correct. Your third question. Lauren Rusko is a content creator who reinterprets popular songs. Identify this 2013 track which Lauren felt always rubbed her the wrong way. Let me know if the audio is clear.
Excuse me, you're too close. Think you're impressive, don't you? You're like an animal. We'll try to tame it, won't you? I don't need liberating. Not interested in mating. It's not up for debating. So you can stop calling me your girl. What are you thinking? Your breath is stinking. Done too much drinking. I'm gonna go back to your homies. Your lines are phony. Now go be lonely.
Eraser.
That's not it. Nitish.
Blurred lines.
Blur lines. All right. Yash, this is your first question. Which country's passport offers one a virtual journey across the country's 26 subdivisions? It seamlessly blends advanced security features while aesthetically depicting the peaks, tranquil valleys, and idyllic water bodies that dot its picturesque terrain. Ten more seconds.
I'm going to guess Equatorial Guinea.
That's not it. Aabhaas.
Switzerland.
Switzerland is correct, indicated by the plus sign.
Yeah.
All right. Your next question, Yash. Twilight of the Gods is an animated series that presents an alternative take on the beginning of Ragnarok. Which clan does Supreme's life belong to? The 13th century prose rendition of this clan, which is named for a grandson of Odin, is a cycle includes many epic tales, including that of Sigurd and Brun.
I don't know. Pass.
Vivek,
Pass.
Nitish,
Can you scroll down to the text, please?
I think I'll have to pass.
Pass.
Abbas,
Pass.
this is Whole Sung. Your last question for this round. Chandralekha began in the tradition of classical Bharatanatyam, but moved out of it to create her own distinctive style. Which dance piece did she choreograph in 1959 in an attempt to historicize the temple dance tradition that forms the core of Bharatanatyam and as a tribute to the servants of God who practiced it? Ten more seconds.
No, I don't have a guess. Pass.
Vivek,
Devdasis.
Devdasi is correct.
Yes.
All right. We're moving on to the second game. Vivek, this is your question.
Mhm.
Chatty Feet has a line of soft designs dedicated to literary authors. Which writer inspired this soft design, which aptly represents both the author and one of his most famous works?
I would say Hemingway.
It is Hemingway.
I was confused. I was thinking some other author.
All right, your next question. Identify this style of sari, 4 letters, in which a particular clothing item is worn over the sari and hangs from the back. The style has become popular during the modern era of superhero fashions.
Cape.
Cape is correct. Your next question. This shows the making of what latte art motif? depicting a flower whose bulb-like form led to it being named after the Persian word for turban.
Tulip.
Tulip is correct. All right. Next set of questions from Nitish. Identify this 2019 track, which Lauren indicates has not aged well.
Some would call it wicked, but you just call it bored. I guess you just can't help yourself, yeah. They're like toys displayed on a shelf. Even better if they're married, yeah. Oh, I have a newborn baby. This song is from 2019, but you're still giving me girl energy, yeah. Acting all innocent, please. You know everyone is talking about it, but let's be real, it's really his fault.
Pillow talk.
It is not below. Aabhaas,
Pass.
Yash,
Is it break up with your girlfriend?
you are right. Let's break up with your girlfriend. Where are you? Right. Next question, Nitish. Chandralekha's foray into abstract dance began in the early 1970s with which dance piece, whose asana-like movements were based on the yantras attributed to the 9 celestial bodies in Indic culture. It was set to music based on the namesake set of 9 kritis by Carnatic composer Muthuswami Dikshita.
Navgras.
It is not. Your third question. Which writer inspired the sock design by Chatty Feet, described as being so comfortable that every woman must have a pair of her own? The design's name is a wordplay that removes a letter from the author's name to refer to the sock's material.
Captain.
Can you repeat that?
Captain.
No, it's not. Abbas,
Virginia Woolf.
Virginia Woolf or Virginia Woolf is correct, along with A Room of One's Own. Next question to Abbas. Which dish made with rice, a host of spices and meat, typically chicken or lamb, is traditionally eaten by communities together by sitting on the floor above around it? Prepared in a pot called mandi, it derives its name from Arabic for to squeeze, with both Saudi Arabia and Yemen claiming its origins.
Khabsa or Kepsa. Kepsa.
Kabsa is correct. Also called machboos or machboos. Your next question. Which character from the planet Corellia is this trilobite from China named after? Its name was initially believed to reference the dominant ethnic group in China and the fact that it was found alone in a fossil bed.
Oh. Oh. Han Solo.
Han Solo is correct. All right, your third question. Which creature from Norse mythology is typically depicted as slain by Sigurd and famously stole the ring of Andvari that allowed him to source gold? It is widely regarded as an inspiration for the character Smoke.
Fenrir.
It is not Fenrir or Nitish.
Pass.
Yash,
Pass.
Vivek.
Pass.
This is Fafnir. Right. Question 1 to Yash. This shows the making of what latte art motif, depicting the largest extinct member of the waterfall family, Anatidae.
Is it a swan?
It is, in fact. All right, your next question. Which language of the Indo-European language family that was originally spoken during the Old Iranian period, circa 1500 to 400 BCE, is named after the central text of a religion whose adherents exalt the all-wise deity Ahura Mazda? Ten more seconds.
I have no idea. I'm going to take a guess. Arabic?
It is not Arabic. Nitish,
Zend Avesta.
can you repeat that?
Zend Avesta.
Yes, it is a Western Zoroastrian. Your third question, Yash. Which musical with songs like La Vie Boheme and I Will Cover You features 8 bohemian characters in a Manhattan village, half of whom are from the LGBTQ plus community and the rest fighting AIDS, making it the defining Broadway work of the 1990s?
I'm going to take a guess. Queens?
Means Vivek,
Rent.
Rent it is. All right. Moving on to the third round. First question to Vivek. This painting by Albrecht Dürer depicts which disease believed to have been brought to Europe by sailors exploring the New World and its brothels. As seen in the artwork, ulcers called chan and gomas are seen to be spreading out from the infected individual's groin in this disease.
Syphilis.
It is syphilis or the great pox. Your next question. Identify the full name of the POTUS from his first 100 days in the office. Appointed the Warren Commission, signed the Clean Air Act, and pushed through his predecessor's stalled tax cuts.
I don't know. Nixon.
Not
Nixon answer it.
Reagan.
Aabhaas,
Pass.
Yash.
Pass.
This is Lyndon B. Johnson. Your third question, Vivek. Which country's passport features intricate patterns and motifs reminiscent of its ancient architecture along with flowers that grow in the country? This design is part of a rebranding effort that started after the country's official name was modified.
Azerbaijan. I don't know.
It's not it. Aabhaas,
तुर्की है और टर्की.
that is correct. First question for you, Nitish. Identify this style of sari, 4 or 6 letters that accentuates the waistline of the wearer by cinching the sari in that area. This style gets its name from the accessory used to achieve this look.
Belt.
Belt or belted sari is correct. The next question. This shows the making of what latte art leaf, depicting a group of plants that reproduce via spores and have neither seeds nor flowers.
Fern.
Pardon?
Fern.
Fern is correct. Your next question. Ares is a subtitle of an upcoming 2025 film from which film franchise? Evolution and Battle Grids are two video games based on this franchise.
Tron.
Tron is correct. All right, Aabhaas, this is your first question. The skyscraper chic trend is known for tier dresses with an upward tapering. Which skyscraper with a 7-story decorative shell served as a model for the original silhouette? It was the world's tallest building for 11 months until the rise of the Empire State Building.
Chrysler.
Chrysler Building is correct. Your next question. Which musical with songs like Sex is in the Heel and Land of Lola concerns the story of a factory owner who joins hands with the drag queen to produce a line of provocative high-heeled footwear for them? The Cyndi Lauper musical is based on a 2005 British indie film.
End of The Devil Wears Prada.
That's not it. Yash,
Pass.
Vivek,
Kinky Boots.
Pinky Boots. Yes. All right, your third question, Abbas. Which Northwest Semitic language that originated in ancient Syria was a lingua franca of the Near East from the 3rd century BC to the 7th century CE and used to write the Talmud, the central text of Rabbinic Judaism?
Aramaic.
Aramaic is correct. All right, next question to Yash. What term is given to the communal dining experience in Argentina, where meats such as beef, chorizo, and morcilla are cooked over an open fire or grill? Derived from Spanish for to roast, the term also features in the name of dishes in Mexico, Portugal, and Philippines. You may also identify the Brazilian version instead.
I don't know. Pass.
Nitish,
Fogo de chão.
that's it. Abbas,
Pass.
Vivek.
Pass.
This is asada or asado from carne asada or churrasco in Spanish. Next question to Yash. Which character names the species of moth from the genus Walkia? This name was chosen for the moth's large size and the fact that taxonomists thought its hairy and brown body resembled a faithful companion.
Let me think of one. Chewbacca.
It is Chewbacca. All right, your last question. Identify this style of sari, 9 letters, which is characterized by the pleats spreading out at the back. This style gets its name from the resemblance of the pleats to the wings of a certain brightly colored insects.
Butterfly.
Right? Four, starting with Vivek. Which god from Norse mythology is typically depicted as the enemy of Loki, as they are fated to kill each other during Ragnarok? This guardian of the interdimensional portal is a son of Odin and the Nine Mothers.
Pass.
Yash,
I can't remember. Pass.
Abbas, I will have to
Pass.
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 Nitish,
Pass.
Hey,
this
this is the
is
Idris one.
Heimdall.
Heimdall.
Yeah, it is.
Idris Alba wala character.
All right, Vivek, your next question.
What is
Identify this 2010 track, which Lauren sings from the perspective of the girl the song is about.
You're talking real loud, you smell insecure. Maybe I like you, did that thought occur? You're fooling no one with your laid back disguise. Oh, let me guess, you're different from other guys. My heels are too high, and they make too much noise. Confident women seem to scare little boys, but you don't know the way that you look when you're starting to annoy.
Pass, please.
Yash,
Also pass.
Aabhaas,
Pass.
Nitish.
Womanizer.
It is not a good answer. It's
What?
this is Cooler Than Me by
Hmm.
So then,
Vivek. Your next question. Spanish fashion house Balenciaga's 2008 collection features a dress that paid homage to which structure unveiled in their country a decade earlier. This landmark by the Nervine River uses 33,000 titanium.
sorry, my time. What happened?
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
1 second.
Wait, what?
Sorry, I
No, I
just
think
messed
she
up.
has
1 second.
Yeah, she has to pass this.
Uh,
Google and Bilbao.
It is correct. Just- Sorry about the time. I think it's
That's
fixed
fine.
now. Okay. All right. Next question to Nitish. Which classical Middle Indo-Aryan language of the Indian subcontinent was used to compose several religious texts of a particular religion, including a namesake canon, which is also referred to as a Tipitaka, triple basket?
Pali.
Ali is correct. Your next question. Which character who lives in solitude on the swamp planet Dagobah named this deep sea acorn worm due to the large lips on either side of its creature's head? Reminded them of wrinkled floppy ears, it did.
Yoda.
Yoda, it is. Your next question. Originating in the traditions of the Amhara community, which sour flatbread is central to the communal eating process called Bayanetu. Stews such as dorowat are served on top of the bread, and people gather around to share the entire platter together.
Injera.
Injera is correct. All right. Next question to Aabhaas. Which writer inspired the sock design by Chatty Feet with the macabre design depicting a corvid at a windowsill? The design's name is a wordplay that replaces the author's last name with a part of the foot that the sock snugly wraps around.
O and probably it's toe, the pun. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. All right, your next question. Which country's passport is rooted in its heritage and reveals several cultural motifs, including its national symbol when scanned under UV light? It also features text in language that is considered to be a Taonga treasure by its indigenous people.
New Zealand?
New Zealand is correct. Your next question. Which dance piece, 6 or 7 letters, a duet featuring poet, writer, dancer Tishani Doshi and Kalaripayattu expert Shaji John, was Chandralekha's last and most minimal work? Performed only a handful of times since it was first staged in 2002, this work is a meditation on the human body, its geometry, energy, sensuality, and spirituality. Ten more seconds.
Sharid.
Can you repeat that?
I said Sharid.
Sharir is correct.
Correct.
Sharir.
What?
All right, first question to Yash. Legends is a subtitle of a 2025 film from which film franchise? Card Fighters and Dojo's Rising are two video games based on this franchise.
Karate Kid?
Karate Kid is correct. Your next question. Identify the full name of this POTUS from his first 100 days in office. Brokered a bipartisan deal to end wars in Central America, established the National Space Council, and managed the Exxon Valdez oil spill.
And I'm going to guess Roosevelt.
It is not. Aabhaas?
Reagan.
Vivek?
Pass.
Nitish?
Bush,
Can you
Bush Senior.
Yeah. It's George H.W.
Oh,
Bush.
yeah, but there's no prompt anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, we asked for full names. I will move on to the next question. Identify this 2005 track, which Lawrence sings from his girlfriend's perspective.
Listen to me, girl. We don't need him. We could take over the world together. Just take my hand. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I wish I was high too, so he'd look at me like he looks at you. But no, ma'am, I know who I am.
Taking a guess, Fly Like Me.
That's noted. Vivek?
Don't you wish your girlfriend was also like you?
That's correct.
Don't you wish?
All right. Final round. We have Vivek at 13, Nitish at 12, Aabhaas at 11, and Yash at 6. First question, Vivek. Which Austronesian language, with about 3.5 million speakers, is used for the traditional performances and rituals associated with the form of Hinduism, practiced at the namesake island, whose holiest site is at Vaisakya Temple?
Pass.
Yash?
Pass.
Aabhaas?
Pass.
Nitish?
Balinese,
Balinese is correct. All right, your next question, Vivek. Which dish is consumed by sitting around a tabletop grill where various cold cuts of cheese are melted and then dropped onto plates containing boiled potatoes, cured meats, and vegetables? The dish derives its name from the fact that the cheese is scraped onto the plates.
Raclette.
That's good. Your final question. Which musical with songs like Let Me Introduce You to My Gay Dad and Welcome to Our House on Maple Avenue is the first Broadway work to feature an openly lesbian protagonist? It is based on a 2006 graphic memoir of the same name by someone who gave us a genre-defining test.
Fun Home.
Fun Home is correct by Alison Bechdel, who gave us Bechdel. Next question to Nitish. Which god from Norse mythology, a brother of Thor, is known for his beauty and grace and is nearly impervious to harm except for mistletoe? His death is believed to be a harbinger for Ragnarok. And
I'll try Lofi.
that's not it. Yash,
Baldur.
Baldur is correct. Your next question, Nitish. Sad Inheritance by Joaquin Sorolla depicts a group of children bathing who suffer from what disease that damages motor neurons. Occurring naturally only in humans, this vaccine-preventable viral disease was first described by pediatrician Michael Underwood.
Polio.
Polio is correct. Final question. Which country's passport depicts a visual narrative of the nation's milestones, depicting landmarks, wildlife, and cultural icons from coast to coast? It went viral because of the brightly colored secret images that appear when exposed to UV light.
Britain.
Sorted. Yash,
Spain.
sorted. Abbas,
Zoom once. Canada.
Canada is correct. You can see the maple
Maple,
leaves.
just wanted to confirm.
Nice.
Right. Abbas, your first question. This shows the making of what latte art motif, depicting a mammal that can be seen in the northern sky as a major and minor constellation.
Bed, Ursa.
That is correct. The next question. Badlands is a subtitle of an upcoming 2025 film from which film franchise? Concrete Jungle and Hunting Grounds are two video games based on this franchise. And seconds.
Jumanji.
That's not it. Yash,
Pass.
Vivek,
Pass.
Nitish.
Predator.
Predator is correct. All right, Aabhaas, your final question. Identify the full name of the POTUS from his first 100 days in office. Desegregated the armed forces ahead of the Korean War, advocated for universal healthcare, and proposed a sweeping civil rights program as part of his Fair Deal agenda.
Eisenhower.
Did Yash,
Mhm. Pass.
Vivek,
Pass.
Nitish?
Truman.
It is. Yash, your first question. Which writer inspired the sock design by Chatty Feet that may give one the feeling of being under constant surveillance? Reviews describe it as an appropriate gift for one's elder sibling.
Orwell.
It is Orwell. Next question. Michelle Smith, the co-founder of the brand Millie, has admitted to turning the buildings designed by which architect for her dresses. Here's a comparison of one such dress in the Haider Aliyev Center in Baku. Ten more seconds.
Mhm. Pass.
Vivek,
Hadid.
it is Zaha Hadid. The final question of the game. Mona Pomona by Dante Gabriel Rossetti depicts a muse with ward condition characterized by an inflamed gland. Many of the young models of the pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood, owing to their poor socioeconomic status and lack of access to iodine-rich foods, suffered from this condition.
I was confused two conditions. Is it thyroid?
I will have to pass. That is wrong.
Goiter.
Goiter is correct. I would have accepted hypothyroidism.
Thank you very much for reading.
Okay.
Thanks so much for reading. Nice game,
Well
folks.
played, everyone.
Well played, everyone.